In a world governed by noise, power, and oversized egos disguised as defense doctrines, there lies a silent evolution, a fighter jet that does not scream power, but hums with quiet intelligence, emerging not from superpower ambitions, but from a nation often overlooked in global military conversations: Sweden, the Saab Jas 39. Gripen is not just a machine, it is a philosophy in motion, a rebellion against conventional air power paradigms, a technological ghost crafted in a cold, quiet corner of the world where efficiency, neutrality, and survivalism forge a different breed of warfare. Unlike the American F-35 drowning in complexity, or the Russian Su-57 chasing phantom stealth promises, the Gripen isn't built to impress. It's built to win in the shadows, outthink enemies, outmaneuver crises, and outlast every jet in its class. It's the fighter of the future masquerading in the skin of minimalism. But don't mistake minimalism for weakness. Gripen's modularity is a weapon. Its architecture allows for instant upgrades without deep overhauls. Its software-driven backbone makes it adaptable, programmable, and resilient. It's an aircraft that doesn't fear change. It thrives in it. Built to take off from 800-meter highways, refueled by a crew of 5 in under 10 minutes, capable of dispersing into forests and re-engaging within minutes. The Gripen is not a plane, it's a system, a survival doctrine encoded in metal and silicon. It bends with warfare, unlike its steel-clad counterparts that crack under unpredictability. But what makes the Gripen more than a fighter jet is its brain. In the era of electronic warfare, where EMPs, signal spoofing, AI-assisted targeting, and quantum hacking define the battlefield, the Gripen doesn't just survive, it rewrites the script. Its EW suite doesn't just jam, it deceives. It injects false radar signatures, corrupts enemy data streams, creates ghost squadrons out of thin air, and guides adversary missiles toward nothingness. In simulated NATO exercises, Gripens vanish from radar mid-battle, not because they cloaked, but because their software played the radar's own logic against it. That's not stealth, that's information warfare. And information, in modern combat, is more lethal than missiles. What sets the Gripen apart even further is its data link system, so powerful that squadrons can fly in complete radio silence while remaining fully synchronized, aware of threats, geography, and mission updates. It's a digital hive mind in motion. One pilot sees what all see. One decision is shared by many. It's combat not by reaction, but anticipation. A form of warfare where being connected is a force multiplier. And yet, despite this brilliance, most nations remain seduced by bulkier, louder jets that drain budgets and offer diminishing returns. The Gripen laughs at their opulence. While they sip on maintenance contracts and PR-laced brochures, Gripen flies more, crashes less, and performs better in the environments real wars actually occur in. Mountains, forests, icy plains, fractured runways. It's been battle-tested in extreme cold, operated with minimal logistics, and continues to dominate joint exercises. In Brazil, where the Gripen NG has taken root, its digital backbone is being fused with drone command and AI control nodes, making it not just a jet, but the heart of a combat cloud. This isn't future theory, it's now. Gripen jets acting as airborne servers, commanding drone swarms, linking naval, ground, and satellite feeds into one living, breathing war AI. Imagine a pilot who not only flies, but orchestrates an orchestra of machines in real time. That's the Gripen's doctrine. Empower the pilot not just with speed and agility, but data, vision, and dominance across spectrums. And then there's its ethics. Yes, ethics. Because unlike many war machines born from military-industrial greed, the Gripen was born from Sweden's doctrine of defense. This jet exists not to project power, but to protect sovereignty. That's why it's one of the only modern jets that can operate entirely independent of US systems. No forced upgrades, no backdoor kill switches, no black box politics, just pure Scandinavian autonomy. It's a fighter for countries that want to own their skies, not rent them. In an age where technology often comes shackled to politics, Gripen is digital freedom in the form of flight. Now imagine 20 years into the future. The battlefield is now decentralized, AI-run, and hyper-networked. Traditional jets built on hard-coded doctrines are obsolete, but the Gripen, it updates itself. It welcomes modular weapon pods, AI co-pilots, passive stealth skins, hypersonic missile control, without being redesigned from scratch. This isn't aircraft evolution. This is aircraft resilience. And while the rest of the world races to build more powerful machines, Saab quietly optimized for adaptability, survivability, and psychological invisibility. That's why in future wars, where cyber attacks matter more than gunfire, and signal jamming replaces dogfights, the Gripen will still fly. Not just fly, but command. It can integrate with NATO, operate independently, or act as the nucleus of a nation's digital defense. It's a force extender, not just a fighter, a system that turns the battlefield into a thinking organism where drones, ships, soldiers, and satellites speak the same language, Gripen's language. And the world is finally waking up. More air forces are quietly evaluating, testing, or ordering Gripens, not because they're cheaper, but because they're smarter. The Gripen doesn't just fit budgets, it fits reality. And in the final analysis, when the skies grow darker with new wars, and when digital warfare eclipses dogfighting, it won't be the flashiest jet that survives. It'll be the one that saw it coming, adapted, and whispered through the radar. I was always here. That jet is Gripen. In the high-stakes chessboard of global air dominance, where billion-dollar jets roar through propaganda storms and maintenance hangars rather than real war zones, one fighter quietly rewrites the entire playbook, not by being the loudest, but by being the smartest. This is the story of the Saab JAS 39 Gripen, Sweden's silent revolution in the skies, a fighter jet that doesn't beg for attention with stealth gimmicks or overwhelming bulk, but instead earns global respect with intelligence, agility, and pure strategic logic. While the world obsesses over the F-35's overruns and the Su-57's vaporware hype, the Gripen operates in another realm, a realm where flexibility, affordability, and real-time adaptability matter more than sheer size or stealth geometry. Designed for survival, not showmanship, the Gripen can take off from icy roads, refuel in under 10 minutes, and turn forest highways into functional runways with just a 5-person crew. It's not just a fighter jet, it's a nation's promise of independence encoded in titanium and code. With its open architecture software, the Gripen evolves constantly, allowing upgrades without redesigns. Its data link system allows every pilot to see the eyes of the squadron, making formations intelligent and deadly. One mind, many wings. And then there's the electronic warfare suite, a game changer. This isn't just jamming, it's deception. The Gripen can ghost itself, fake signals, fool radars, and vanish. Not by hiding, but by manipulating the logic of detection. It doesn't need stealth coding when it can make enemy systems question their own data. This is software warfare in a hardware world. While 5th-gen fighters drown in complexity and cost, the Gripen flies more sorties per day, burns less fuel, and needs fewer mechanics. In Brazil and other emerging powers, the Gripen isn't just a fighter, it's becoming a digital command hub, linking drones, naval assets, satellites, and radar feeds into one living defense network. It's designed for real war, not parades. And despite its humble origin from neutral Sweden, the Gripen is everything the modern battlefield demands. Fast, cheap to maintain, impossible to predict, and always watching. It is the answer to a question most superpowers are too arrogant to ask. What if your most dangerous weapon is also your most logical one? That's Gripen. Not flashy, just lethal.